Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, a.k.a. Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day. I'm just chilling, enjoying my break right now, man. Back at y'all with some more boxing talk on the road to 3K. We well into the 2100 mark. Shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. And I want to excuse myself in advance for, the little fro that's coming in. I'm a hairy motherfucker, man. What can I say? But I'll be a different gentleman. Tomorrow afternoon. You see what I'm saying? But regardless, let's get into this boxing talk. And I spoke about this on numerous occasions, man, just speaking about the Shakur Stevenson situation and exactly what he's going to do next and how, he's having trouble finding opponents as always. Obviously, he's a free agent now, so he's exploring his options and seeing who's going to give him the best deal possible. Now, one of the people that came out and was optimistic about signing Shakur Stevenson, even though I knew that, it wasn't going to work out, was Golden Boy Promotions. You see what I mean? Because they have a fighter that, is the number one contender for Shakur Stevenson's WBC strap. And that's William Zepeda. That was a fight that had been called on for a while and was actually being called upon before Shakur Stevenson's fight against Artem Harvatunyan. Now, I had told you guys time and time again that Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, William Zepeda's team want nothing to do with that fight. They thought that since they were ranked in, 3 other sanctioning bodies, that they felt like, that they had easier options before they got into Shakur Stevenson. If they're ranked in every sanctioning body, why would they take on the hardest challenge when they could take on the easiest challenge in hopes of becoming a world champion? You see what I mean? Which makes sense from a business standpoint, but at the same time, as a boxing fan, I'm going to call it out. If I feel like somebody's ducking or they avoid certain fights, because they don't believe in themselves or their team doesn't believe in them, I'm definitely going to call it out every single time. You see what I mean? And, that's exactly what Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy, and even, William Zepeda's team, like Coach Panda and them, I've been criticizing them for, blatantly avoiding Shakur Stevenson. And I told you guys back when Oscar De La Hoya was saying that, there's no way that, Zepeda will fight Shakur unless Shakur signs with Golden Boy Promotions. It lets you know right then and there that he feels like Shakur Stevenson is too high of a risk, and if he's going to cash out William Zepeda, is going to include Shakur Stevenson being a part of his stable so he doesn't necessarily take a loss. Now, obviously, Shakur Stevenson, his team peeped that, and, they scrapped Golden Boy right away. So now Oscar De La Hoya is making it seem like, he's the one who doesn't want Shakur Stevenson, that it wasn't Shakur Stevenson that, didn't want Golden Boy. You know what I'm saying? Just to make himself look good and not appear as if, they're ducking that fight. And Oscar De La Hoya came on social media and pretty much said something along the lines of, Shakur Stevenson said he doesn't fight for the public, so that's not a fighter that I want to promote. Oscar De La Hoya, shut the fuck up, because at the end of the day, you had Canelo Alvarez, when you had Canelo Alvarez for a long point of time, and there was a lot of times where you can make arguments that Canelo Alvarez didn't necessarily fight for the public. He fought the opponents that he can make the most money off of with the least of risk possible, which is what he's currently doing now, avoiding David Benavidez and fighting guys like Chris Eubank, who he's supposed to be fighting next, John Ryder, etc. That didn't just start happening with Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez has been doing this throughout his career. And, De La Hoya, Golden Boy, they sat in the background and, they participated in that. So don't contradict yourself and act like, you only deal with fighters that, strictly cater to the public, because at the end of the day, whatever fattens your fucking pockets, you're going to be okay with. You're a promoter just like everybody else. Stop acting like you strictly for the fans. You see what I mean? But it's just sad that, Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy, and all of them, they're willing to do whatever they can to make sure that they got William Zepeda doesn't get in the ring with Shakur Stevenson. It's like they almost got the man on protective custody, in all honesty. That's exactly how it comes across. They don't want to partake in that because they know there's a strong likelihood that William Zepeda will get exposed. They see something stylistically with Shakur Stevenson that makes them uncomfortable, which I understand. Shakur Stevenson is a very intelligent boxer, very slippery, good defensively, elusive, and he's capable of outboxing just about anybody in the lightweight division. You see what I'm saying? He's one of the biggest threats, and he's one of the most skilled fighters in the world. So I understand why they're concerned. However, stop making it seem like you're, the problem that I have is Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, they're making it seem like, did somebody just throw some shit? I was about to say, it was about to be a motherfucking problem out this bitch. But, something fell off the tree, I guess. But nah, they make it seem like whenever William Zepeda has a fight, they calling out Shakur Stevenson, act like they're optimistic about fighting him and that they have no problem fighting him. And then once they fight is over with, all of a sudden they want to go into the shadows, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, you know, they have all these stipulations prior to, you know, facing Shakur Stevenson. They had that he has to go through all of these obstacles. Man, stop it. At the end of the day, Shakur Stevenson is the A side. You know what I mean? He's the bigger, more known fighter than William Zepeda. So there's no way that you can make it seem like you're the one who's, you know, in a power position. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, Shakur Stevenson is the one that has the belt. He's the one that's going to be getting paid the most. And the WBC mandated the fight and said that, you know, if it goes to a purse bid, Shakur Stevenson's going to be getting 70% of the pie any fucking way. So that just lets you know who's really in the power position. You feel what I mean? William Zepeda, talented fighter. You know what I mean? He has a whole lot of potential. He's very exciting. I like watching him fight. However, and he may be confident in his abilities of beating Shakur Stevenson, him as the fighter. I'm sure that he is. But everybody around him is doing everything within their power to make sure that Shakur Stevenson doesn't step in the ring with William Zepeda. And, you know, it's for obvious reasons at this point. I just don't like the fact that Oscar De La Hoya is coming out here saying that, you know, he just said a few days ago, Shakur Stevenson wants to fight William Zepeda. He got signed with Golden Boy. So that lets you know that you're willing to sign Shakur Stevenson. You're interested in signing Shakur Stevenson. And now that Shakur Stevenson isn't showing interest, now you're saying, you know, as a matter of fact, I don't want to sign Shakur because he said he doesn't fight for the public. And those are not the fighters that I'm really interested in. Bullshit. Bullshit, man. Ain't nobody trying to hear none of that shit. You also had Ryan Garcia, who avoided plenty of fights. And you were okay with it because you were in the process of making him a star, you know, and just building his name up to ultimately cash him out against Gervonta Davis. So in reality, we don't believe none of that bullshit that you're saying, man. Oscar De La Hoya is shown to not be trustworthy. You know what I mean? Who would trust a drug addict, you know what I mean, that engages in all types of weird, you know, recreational activities? You see what I mean? Not to get too personal, but you see exactly what I'm saying. So tell me what y'all think about this, man. Oscar De La Hoya switching up his words because he's not somebody who deals with rejection that well. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. This is Mazuma TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm out of here, man. Peace.